whatever your purpose is, the enemy is always going to be nipping at your heels to try and pull you away from it. How much all of our lives that we felt you knew what you were supposed to do, different things happened, people, influences. The enemy's he's going to be nipping at your little feet to try to pull you away. And it can be so easy because your flesh could succumb to it and say, well, that doesn't sound right. It's going to be hard things. A lot of times, things you don't even want to do.
Oh,
yeah. And most of the time it is.
Yeah.
But the more you're in the Spirit, led by the Spirit, it becomes easy. You get a grace. If you say you don't want to do something, the next thing you know, you take those steps and start doing it, there's a grace given to you to do it, to actually be able to pull it off or whatever. But anyway, being around carnal-minded people can pull you away from following His plan and can influence you and then actually make you lukewarm. This is why you need to be with like-minded believers that are on the same page and the same direction that the Lord is calling us up. So you have to have that because we can get pulled off track easy. It's so easy. So many pulls in the world and so many temptations, and it's going to be an ongoing thing. So there's compromising spirits. And the enemy actually will influence them to come against you, as we all know, right?
Oh, yeah.
And they don't really know. Even Peter, he didn't know. I mean, he just thought, oh, that's, of course, we probably might have said that to the Lord. That can't be. That's going to happen to you. You're going to have to be crucified and be killed. And nobody wanted to hear that.
Yeah.
But a lot of times it's because people have their own carnal mind, their own thinking, and their own, way of doing something. But it was a much higher purpose that he didn't understand. But Jesus, he rebuked him because you know what? It was hard enough for Jesus himself to have to carry on and do that. His spirit and his soul went through constant torment in a way that he had to fight against that, especially when he fell down at Gethsemane. I mean, it was a whole pulling, and he dropped great drops of blood even because it was such a heavy thing. And so he had turned to rebuke him because he thought, please don't do that to me. In other words, this is hard enough, but get thee behind me, because he knew he had to put that out there because that thing could actually try to get him an influence. This is what you have to put your foot down against that and these kind of things. So now that doesn't mean, you have people in your life and friends and all that, but we have to just be careful of what we listen to too much and what influence we're under, That goes for the news, everything you hear, Facebook. Of course, Facebook knows everything, right? They say. But there's so many influences in worldly culture and things that just brainwash people. And they actually think things that are good when really that is what the will of God is. So, and that's really how the church has been laid out. It's something seems good, but is it God, right?
Right.
But there's always going to be compromising spirits and things trying to influence us so that, the enemy will try to pull us back from doing what he wants. Because I don't know about you, but I want to do all that God has written. What he has written in our books, that he actually destined each of us for certain things to do. I was telling Ralph,